All right, guys, some early morning training thoughts. So, people still asking questions about that video that I posted. Actually, they didn't watch the video, but the comment that I posted was a screenshot of Twitter about having kids do work in between big lifts. So, in the video, I spoke about if we're squatting or pulling heavy, we're going to do some sort of a jump variation. Seated jumps, box jumps, lateral jumps, bounding jumps, kneeling jumps. Yesterday we did sprint starts, so I don't even know if it was 10 meters, but they got like 3 steps in, but just starting from various positions on the ground, half kneeling on your back to get them to build athleticism. If the groups are large, which some of the groups I've been in before COVID were on average of 45 kids. So you might have somebody, you're the spotter, then you're the squatter, then you help with the weight change, then you go do your jumps, and then you're gonna sneak in a sub-max, simple exercise. Push-ups, pull-ups. You're not gonna kill the push-ups and pull-ups. You're gonna get a little bit of work in with them. It'll be maybe band pulls one set. Next round will be abs, and we're able to sneak in things like shoulder health, things like back health, and even jumping rope, speed work on the jump rope, get 50 to 100 reps, move the feet quick. You'll be amazed at how many athletes struggle on jumping rope. So you're building and improving coordination, and you got to look at the context of things. There are things like that we're struggling with, such as time of availability. These kids play so many, they do so much sport-specific work that they actually lack coordination in a strange way. So you're building coordination, you're building strength, you're taking care of shoulder health, you're mixing that stuff all in. You have the big focus on the main lift, and then a jump, or if it's upper body push, it's followed by upper body pull. And by the end of a training session, we want a good amount of those band pulls for shoulder health. We want to have snuck in some good trunk work. If you hear me saying core work, even though I don't like that word, that is the language of people who will reach out to you. High school kids for me and their parents. For example, they'll say, my son needs speed and agility and core training. They don't actually know what that means. When they look at core training, it simply means they need to get stronger. Speed and agility means their son has to become, or daughter, more athletic, build more power. And so the training that we do does that. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Last week, one of our freshmen, he weighs like 182 pounds. He trap bar deadlifted 500 pounds. And I said, okay, now we're probably not going to test your 1RM on a trap bar deadlift for quite some time, but we'll do different deadlifts, different squats. We'll use a conjugate approach. And I said, if you deadlift 600 pounds, it doesn't mean you're going to be a better football player and a better lacrosse player. And he said, I know. But that day, he's like, Zach, I'm feeling it. He's like, I think I want to deadlift 500 pounds today. I go, you think or you know? I go, because we can't be thinking about it. We got to do it. So he was hyped up. He wanted my permission to do it. We were deadlifting that day. He did it, okay? So we want to look at the context of things. Why am I doing something? What am I doing? And I think Instagram has made it really hard for people to understand why people do it. Even though there's a lot of hatred towards, I say hatred, there's a lot of animosity towards, you see a pro athlete doing some very unique, jiggy type of stuff. And people are like, that's stupid, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? If it's a high-level athlete, they're eccentric. So when they do these unique things that sometimes look like circus tricks, it just boosts their confidence. They believe in it. And if it boosts their confidence, then it has some validity. If it's dangerous, of course, I don't support it. But you always got to look at the context of who's doing it. Why are they doing it? What about the time and the place of doing it? So a lot of little intricacies. The one thing I'll always, I don't want to say always or never, but the one thing that I've learned that oftentimes works against many athletes is if you think just making them weightlifters or just using powerlifting techniques is going to get it. No, you need athleticism. You need the jumping, the sprinting, the change of direction work. You need some complex exercises so they build more coordination, and it teaches them how to apply the mindset towards complex sports skills. You could see if they're coachable or not. A lot of intricacies. Just looking up here, all the stuff, that's kind of West Side books, Joel Smith Speed Strength, Mel Siff books. It's just interesting how all of these different books have influenced me, right? Real interesting stuff. Pavel's stuff. These are the original West Side Barbell articles. Back then, I would print out all of Louis' original articles and print them. This is probably one of my favorite one by Verkhoshansky. Special strength training. And what's interesting is, if you look through special strength training by Verkhoshansky, there's actually a lot of moderate repetition stuff that normally I wouldn't do. So if you look at them squatting and jumping, you'll see a lot of jump training in 10 and 12 repetition ranges. I just posted a video of Werner Gunther. He was a shot putter, a 1 rep max effort. That's his thing. But we see him jumping, doing jumping on rebound jumps off of boxes, then touch and go hurdle jumps, then jumping up stadium stairs. He did 11 jumps. If people get so tied up, why would he jump 11 times? He's only going to throw it once. Because you're building a wider base of preparation, number one. Number two, and not so much for throwers. I've not been a thrower, so I don't want to speak out of context there, but let's say I'm talking about a football player. A football player, we could say, never train more than 7.5 seconds. The average play is 4.5 to 7.5 seconds. Yeah, but think about this. I have to train this football player to withstand practice of 10 to 12 weeks, 1 game a week. I also have to start thinking about, does this guy have a coach who's a little bit crazy, who makes them do crazy shit? All right, is this kid now ready emotionally for the craziness that's to come in football practice? So you're not just training for the sporting event, you're training for all of the practice and training they must do to compete. And that means building durable, strong, agile, mobile, hostile, tough athletes. All right, a lot of food for thought there. Go to zachstrength.com. Got some great free training courses for you. People ask about my certification. I don't know when the next live certification or live event will be, but just go to undergroundstrengthcert.com. Bang.